Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Suplex Biddies, brought to you by Coach Guy Sports. Make sure to check them out one time. Use the internet. Check out all the blogs, all the other podcasts on the network. Missing out on content if you're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start off by saying that I want to give us a round of applause because for the first time since WrestleMania, we were all on the podcast together.
I know.
Schedules lined up for once. It's about time.
Hunterman's not traveling. 6 doctor's appointments.
Hunterman's not traveling around the world.
My skin's fine, so we're good.
Diego's not hiding behind a camera. Doesn't want to talk to us. We're back. The boys, the full squad. Hunterman, Diego, fellas, how we doing?
Oh, we're doing, baby. We're doing. We're thriving.
How you doing?
I'm hanging in. Not much to talk about tonight, but we're gonna do a pod anyways. It's what we're here for, you know. We're here to content. CONTENT content.
Contextual tense. Yep,
that's the one. All right. So first thing I'm gonna start off with, we have WrestleMania Backlash this weekend. Why don't we dive in, fellas? First match, we got Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss. These two were friends. Now they're foes.
Wow. How original.
Happy Corbin. Shut the fuck up. So this it's been nice when I've only had one of you here. Now that I have both of you again, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Hey, guys. Not gonna lie. The train is going one way. That's not the rail. Anyways, I don't know.
I was just making hand gestures. Jones could have kept talking.
I don't know what Sesame Street sign he's doing, but anyways, go on.
This podcast is going down the tubes quick. All right. We're going to have a tryout where one of us leaves the podcast, and we're going from there.
I move soon, so that's fine.
No, you don't.
Carry on. Soon.
Anyways, guys, Jesus
Madcap. Suspenders and all.
I was about to say, so do we think Happy pulls out this one, or is they're going to ride a little Madcap Mania after winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royale?
It's funny how Madcap seemingly has gotten at least a little bit of a push since he won that Battle Royal. Most of the time it happens, they hold up the trophy for a week and then it's over. So this time around, it's nice to see. So I think we're going to get a little bit of a win for him. Maybe he'll get a match with Ricochet or something like that. But the character can only go so far in that comedy role. So hopefully they give him a nice little singles win and then he can move on to something better.
Yeah, I got Madcap as well.
I'm also going to go with Madcap Mouse. It would be dumb to let Corbin win here. You get Madcap to win. Corbin, you can push this feud for a little bit. So
yeah,
let's take Madcap. All right, the next one that I really don't care about is Bobby Lashley and Omos.
Ugh, yeah, that's happening again, huh?
Omos is going to beat him. I hope you know that.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's going to trip him or something.
Omos is going to cheat to beat Bobby Lashley, and he's 7,000 feet tall.
Hey, that's what happens, man.
I'm going with Lashley, personally. I
hope
Lashley,
you're right to the end of the fucking thing. But
I think Lashley wins this. I think Lashley wins this to slap MVP in the face and then continue to beat him down as he's been beating him down. But other than that, I don't see much potential in this to continue.
Well, my only thing is, why add MVP if you're going to end it at WrestleMania Backlash? So.
Right. I think it's 50-50 booking. You're going to get Omos, get a W. Then they'll have a blow-off. I mean, it's Hell in a Cell next month, so hopefully it's not a Hell in a Cell, but they'll have one more. Maybe a stipulation type thing. But
it's WWE, and what we will see for Hell in a Cell is Bobby Lashley versus MVP. Let's not forget who's running WWE. Let's not forget.
You think MVP wants to do that? He's like 50.
Yeah.
So what am I?
They did it. They did it to the Undertaker on his last WrestleMania. The dude's like 97 years old, and he still got forced to do the last.
He's also dead, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So that happens.
All right. What about this one? This one kind of caused a little confusion in my aspect here. It was supposed to be RK Bro and the Usos for the unified tag team titles. Now it's a 6-man tag with Drew McIntyre and RK Bro going up against the Bloodline and Roman versus the Usos.
So there was a segment on SmackDown where this prolongs both feuds annoyingly, so it makes sense for the most part. But Paul Heyman went to Adam Pearce and said, "Hey, I have an idea for you. Instead of the tag match, what about a 6-man tag match when we add Drew and Roman?" And then Pierce even said, like, "Dude, we have like this big match with the titles getting unified. We can't just change it." And Heyman was like, "You're really gonna, subject the universe, the WWE universe, to leave their world champion off the card and all this crap?" So he kind of like rationalized it. And then Pierce was like, "I'll do it." And then Heyman was like, "If you don't, I'm going to report you to the networks, yada, yada, yada." So I guess it just feels lazy, but I mean, Drew and Roman are finally going to be feuding, which is nice. And now we don't jump right into a singles match with them because he just got involved this past Friday. So instead of a 9-day build to that match, now you got the tag match and then they can go to the next one.
Well, now you know what's going to happen, right?
I do not.
Drew's going to be the first one to pin Roman in God knows how long, and that's going to set up their feud moving forward.
I think it'll be in the 6-man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
When's the last time Roman Reigns has been pinned at a pay-per-view?
It's been like 600 days. I saw them. They posted a graphic last week.
Just get it out of the way now. He doesn't lose the title, cause a little riff, and boom, you're good. But Drew's going to pin Roman. Whether it's because of RK Bros finishers and then Roman gets up because he's this big, powerful guy, and Drew hits him with a Claymore kick and kicks his lights out. Whatever you got to do, Drew's going to pin Roman. I'm taking Drew and RK Bro.
I'm also going to go with Drew and RK Bro.
I'm sticking to the bloodline. Last time that I went against Roman Reigns' thing, it kicked me in the ass. So I'm going for the bloodline here.
I get it. Don't get me wrong. You can't go against Roman Reigns. But let's be honest here.
I don't disagree with your theories.
When is Roman going to lose a pay-per-view match?
I just think that this is
perfect spot.
It's as good a time as any. They can also say he was underprepared because it was only like a week's notice. Blah blah. It makes sense. I just don't know if they'll actually pull that trigger yet. But I like Diego's idea though, because it's just how do you bet against the tribal chief?
Easy. I'm doing it.
I say it with my words, and then it happens.
Yeah. All right. Next one we got Cody versus Seth freaking Rollins.
I really hope Cody wins, man, but I think they're gonna prolong this one as well. So, because their feud, honestly, it's been, if there was a world title, that would be their world title feud. Like that's their main event feud right now, and it's getting a lot of screen time. It's got a decent amount of heat. It's gotten a lot of people involved, but I think Diego's making hand motions for 50-50 booking. No,
I'm doing hand gestures of, are you 50-50 podcast or 50-50 video game?
I'm not. It's not even moving, dude.
Oh, I'm so distracted by the TV behind you that I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
When you don't touch it, it shows stuff up on the screen.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Is he playing a fucking video game? Is he playing with my phone?
It's just on in the background.
Is he on the podcast? What is it?
Fucking wild.
My hands are right here.
I think realistically, just talking out loud here. What's the next pay-per-view after this? Hell in a Cell?
Hell in a Cell, the Money in the Bank.
Okay, well, they need to get one of the titles off of Roman Reigns. So I think Seth wins, and then they come out on Raw the following week. They go, well, we need a world champion. We can't be this Roman Reigns-esque thing. So what I think could happen is that Hell in a Cell, they're going to set up Cody versus Seth for hopefully the new championship on Raw, the main title on Raw. But if not, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a triple threat on live TV with Roman, Cody, and Seth. Cody beating Seth. That way Roman doesn't lose. He just drops one of the titles. And then you set up your title feud rematch of Cody versus Seth one last time.
Best way to do it.
But I think Seth wins on Sunday.
I'm going to say Cody because I don't want him to actually lose yet because I think he's still so over right now, and they've done well with this push so far, and this is when they start to – the second someone big gets that first loss, it seems like pushes get derailed and things change so quickly. So I'm going to hope for Cody on this one just to make sure he stays up where he should be.
Hope you're right.
Me too.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's too premature to – have Cody take his first major loss, especially after the push It's been working. The crowd has been engaging with him every single time he steps out to the arena, no matter where he goes. I think this is one for Cody to win.
Dude, the fans love him right now. Like, I'm still surprised. Because, AEW, they were just, every time he came out or spoke, they just booed the hell out of him. And then WWE, they're just like, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the different audience or whatever it is, they just appreciate him.
Well, I
nice
just think with AEW, the product got cold and tired. Meanwhile, for WWE, when have we had new product that's actually been somewhat relevant? We haven't had that in about 3.5 years, especially through the pandemic. So when you have new product that actually makes so much sense and it's completely the opposite of what the brand has been, of course the fans are going to react to that. And that's what Cody's giving. So.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
All right. Next one, we got AJ versus Edge with Damian Priest.
I like Edge here. I think this new stable that he's been going on has gotten to AJ's head. I do think that we will see a last and final match between these two. I think they even out the score and then they decided onto a last third ride to close this chapter. I think it's a very good chapter between the two. They provide a lot of great content, a lot of great stuff all together to the fan base. So I think that's why they're going at it for a second time.
Go ahead, Jones.
I think AJ beats Edge, but we get the newest member debuting for Edge's faction after the match, which is going to be Tommaso Ciampa.
Or just
I don't mind that either.
Or who?
I don't mind that either.
Just Ciampa now. They took his name.
Yeah, it's just Ciampa. Yeah.
So Ciampa, cool.
Yeah. I like that. I also think AJ is going to get that win. And this is one of those feuds that screams Hell in a Cell. I mean, look at Edge's match with Rollins in Saudi Arabia last year. They had a great Hell in a Cell match. He's got a good track record in him. I don't think we've ever seen AJ in a Hell in a Cell, so it'd be cool to kind of get him involved in that. And then AJ might say, I want you in Hell in a Cell to keep your freaking goons, out of this. And then he can beat him one-on-one, one final time, yada, yada, yada. But I agree. I think you're going to see Ciampa get involved there, and then you're going to see Rhea Ripley at some point join up in the next couple weeks. And, then hopefully, I really hope they get some championships or something, because factions are something WWE really lacks, and I really hope they stick with this one and kind of roll with it and just establish all these names.
I agree with you there.
More than they have already.
And it's been forever ago since WWE has had a faction going on. I mean, the last time that faction was of somewhat relevance was when what's his name?
Hurt Business?
No, the Nexus. What was his name?
Wade Barrett and all them.
Yeah, Wade Barrett. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was a bigger faction. Yeah,
the Shield, but yes,
they were a trio. I think if you have like,
they were,
four or higher.
Oh, is that what we're labeling?
If we want to get technical, yeah. So I think Diego is right.
I mean, to me, the Shield was more of a face than anything, and that's what really converted WWE and gave them the potential to even stay afloat. If the Shield hadn't come by, I'm not entirely sure that any of these new superstars that are in today's wrestling world would be relevant.
I just want to know what AJ is going to do to bring in some help during this feud, because it feels like Finn Balor's got, the Bullet Club ties and everything.
I'm telling you, this is ready for this. It's going to happen. AJ, I love AJ, but this is what's going to happen. They're going to win the tag titles.
AJ and Finn?
AJ and Finn are going to win the tag titles.
I don't.
Yes, sign me up.
I would not be against that tag team. Are you kidding me? That's a
A+.
Yeah,
them
that's
versus
a Balor club.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. You ask me.
If they really want to make it weird, you could even make that Hell in a Cell, tornado tag or something with Priest and Edge against AJ and Finn with maybe the Demon Boy, because Edge is a demon now, or the Judgment Day. That's what they're calling themselves.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, I forget what he's saying. He's the Judgment Man.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So that, and then the last match, the I Quit match between Charlotte and Ronda.
This is a match that needed to happen, and this was something that I mentioned this a few episodes ago. I can't even remember when was the last time I mentioned this, but I said that one of the last faction matches that hasn't happened in a while was an I Quit match. And we've known I Quit matches to be relevant because John Cena has been in so many of them that he's kept them relevant. This one, though, I'm so glad that it's happening now in the women's division, because it's two big I'm not saying them as like they're big women because they're not. I'm saying like two heavyweight titans going at each other. You
Star
got
power,
Basically
baby.
going
you got-
name value, yes.
you
Star
got
power.
you got Charlotte Flair, who's been portrayed to be this invincible woman against the toughest, baddest bitch in the world, in Ronda Rousey. So I'm glad that it's happening. I'm taking Ronda Rousey to win this one. I think Charlotte Flair does not have that extra boiling blood that Ronda Rousey has been surrounded by every time that she's stepped in the octagon in the UFC and all that. So that helps her go along the way.
Ronda's
Anyone-
gonna get her in an armbar and push it to the limits, and it's gonna be to the extent where Charlotte gives up, because if she doesn't, she's gonna have like a torn labrum. But they're
I
gonna
think we
just
see
write
that.
Charlotte
I think
off.
we see the arm snapped.
Yeah,
I think we see the arm snapped.
I wonder if Charlotte's like, double jointed or something, so she can make it look like, she shatters the arm or whatever, like she did with Alexa Bliss back in the day.
Yeah,
We'll see.
think
Curious.
I think I'm with you on the Rousey. I think she wins it. She needs a mouthpiece, man. Like she
Yeah.
needs a manager. Like
Give her Paul
NXT,
Heyman.
we can talk about, there was just some releases like Malcolm Bivens. Would have been great. just a guy that can come in there, talk a bunch of shit, and then have a badass back him up. It's just she needs something because this.
I mean, when
has
she
been-
first
it's been tough.
came in, she had an excellent mouthpiece in The Rock. After that, how do you
Yeah.
top it off?
Yeah, because they first paired it up with The Rock, then Kurt Angle,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just let her kind of be an asshole because that's what she wants to be because she still has resentment toward fans as she's made known. And
I think-
yeah,
Ooh, what they should have done realistically, just a free ball here. Imagine they put a little group together. It's Ronda, Shayna, and then like someone else, and you have like I don't know, fucking LA Knight be the guy.
modeling agency. You heard about that?
Yep.
LA Knight and who's he have now? It's got Mansoor and Mace so
Yep.
far.
Mace,
He
that's right.
repackaged them, and they're all fancy lads. I wish LA Knight was going to wrestle because he's like he could be as good as like Miz with how well he just talks on the mic and everything.
Yep.
But we'll see how this managerial thing goes. So hopefully that's a substantial. And it's another faction,
Right,
So it's
right.
like there's kind of starting to pair people up, and we'll go. But yeah, as you said, Jones, mouthpiece, something. Ronda Rousey wins, and then hopefully Charlotte goes away for a little bit just to make us appreciate her again.
All right. So real quick, before we get into the final topic, I just thought of something that we haven't touched upon. Hunter, you and I talked about this last time you and I recorded together. Was the big Tony Khan announcement. We haven't talked about it. I completely forgot. The Forbidden Door pay-per-view with New Japan is going to be so freaking good.
I can't freaking wait.
So just to touch upon AEW real quick, the Owen Hart Cup is starting to pick up steam a little bit here. But the first confirmed match of Double or Nothing is Adam Page defending against CM Punk. Just a quick reaction about that. And then just a quick reaction about the Forbidden Door in June. And then we'll get into the final topic.
I think Punk's gonna win, unfortunately, because I think Hangman's run has been. I have enjoyed it. His story was actually the most rewarding part of it. Him being champion could have lasted a day, and we would have been. I think in the end we would have been okay with it because he still got that big moment. But I think you're gonna get the headline of Okada versus Punk at the Forbidden Door, and if I'm not mistaken, because I think they had a event over the weekend, but Okada is their world champion, so they're probably gonna want to headline it with AEW World Champion versus New Japan World Champion. So Punk is going to get it. And again, it's a good name. It'll probably bring some more eyes to the TV, And yeah, what do you guys think?
I just think it's going to be great because they're knocking it down. And with this big wrestling promotion company out of Japan, getting them involved in the States is crucial. And I think we can finally start to see some of these matches that we've seen, like if Kenny Omega comes back and they do the Undisputed Elite versus, exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If they do that, that's just fantastic right off the bat right there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I also think Hangman could be a really cool opponent for like Tetsuya Naito or something like that.
Right.
So and he doesn't have to be the champ going into it. But that pay-per-view has so much potential. And just seeing the interviews of like Tony Khan talking about, he's like, you're gonna see like dream matches you never would have even thought of or thought possible. And Double or Nothing's almost going to take a back seat at this point. Like, it's going to be a good show, as it always is, but it's a month later is that Forbidden Door thing, which is what the wrestling world's been waiting on since WCW.
Did you see the Hardys talk about how they've never held the IWGP tag team titles?
I did not see that.
So as of right now, it looks like they could be facing Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale, as they just won the tag titles as well over there. So that's another
talk about a guy that not a lot of people talk about is Bad Luck Fale, man, and just that whole squad, or that it's the Guerrillas of Destiny kind of, I think, and the Bullet Club over there. Oh, yeah. They do some wonderful work, and then no one really knows about them. So
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I sorry to go off topic. I just remember we haven't talked about it. Just wanted to throw it out there in the airwaves.
We all in the same boat. We think Punk's gonna pull it off at Double or Nothing leading into Forbidden Door.
I'm probably in agreement with you. Yeah, it's gonna stink.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but
makes the most sense.
Right. Okay.
Diego?
I agree. I think Punk takes this. I actually love your comment that you just mentioned about why am I just drawing a blank?
Okada and Punk, or
no?
Talk about Bad Luck Fale.
No, one person that you just mentioned will be coming back.
Omega.
Omega, yeah. Thank you. I would love for that to happen.
Omega. Now it just makes so much sense why they haven't.
It makes perfect sense, and I like it. I really do like the comment there. Other than that, I don't really have much to add on there.
No,
it's gonna be interesting to see how that shapes up.
Yeah.
Any last commentary on the NXT releases? I know we were going to bring that up a little bit.
That's what we were doing. I was going to let you hit the nail on the head there.
Dakota Kai should get signed by AEW, right?
They just have so many women.
She's so good.
Remember when they had no women and now they have all the women?
But it's just like they still haven't carved out any of those. Like there's like 5 or 6 maybe. I don't even want to say that many. Probably like 3 noticeable people. It's like it's Sheeta, Rosa. Yeah, go ahead.
Sheeta, Rosa, Britt, and then
maybe Deeb at this point with how they've done it. And Toni Storm is on her way. But I mean, just Dakota Kai was just one of those people that was vastly underused, and her whole run was like 4 years with NXT. She was a tag team champion for a total of like 48 hours, which is just like it's a freaking disgrace because of how good she is. And my favorite thing that I've been seeing on the internet since he got released was Bivens coming in and taking over Mark Sterling's role and being Jade Cargill's mouthpiece, because that would be an upgrade and a half. I like Smart Mark, don't get me wrong. But Malcolm Bivens, whatever his name is so much better. I'm gonna find it, but carry on. Go ahead, you talk about it because I gotta tell you what his actual like ring name is.
Yeah, it stinks. Obviously, could we see a guy like Dexter Lumis be on the way there? I think he'd go back to Impact realistically. I don't know. For me, it's just what is NXT gonna do? It's starting to. I'm starting to slowly get the later end of the 2009 2010 ECW where they had really no direction for that show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, how are you going to throw away that brand like that? Ever since Vince took it over, it's gone downhill. It's going rather fast.
It's just, there's WWE could use some better managers. And Bivens just seemed like a perfect guy. He doesn't really have to do much besides just get a mic for like a minute or 2. But as we said, they're going to start to release every like 6 months or so if people don't show enough improvement and things like that, or they think they've, done all they can. So they'll land on their feet. You still got Parker Bordeaux, who is now, or Harland, as they called him, is now back on the free agency. And they compared him to Brock Lesnar less than a year ago. And he's already gone. So,
it just goes to show for me that they don't know what they're doing. It's just
I think personally for the Dakota Kai part of things, I mean, we saw Raquel make her debut with SmackDown. She did really good and all that stuff. That's great. I think Raquel eventually gets good push within SmackDown, and they realize how much of a massive product Dakota Kai actually brings to the table, that I think we will potentially see more layoffs or more releases happen within SmackDown and potentially Raw to clean up financial opportunities to bring in